Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. I just made myself a fresh coffee and thought I'd spend a few minutes giving you a bit of an update on a couple of the new features we've added to Exercism this week and some of the things that we're working on and we have planned as well. Before I start, if you're enjoying these updates and want to see more of them, especially more around the decision-making Exercism and a bit more behind the scenes, then please check out Exercism Insiders, where there's lots more content like this. There's a link on the top bar of Exercism. I'll put one in the description as well. So on to new stuff. Firstly, and this one's already live on the website, you can now receive automated feedback and request mentoring directly from within our editor, rather than having to go out and wait and then go through a whole flow. So when you submit a solution, we'll go and analyze your code, look for any improvements or suggestions we can make, and give any relevant suggestions from mentors as well that might be appropriate. If you find anything we think you could improve, we'll tell you straight away in the editor, and then we'll encourage you to tweak things in there before continuing. And if we can't find anything, if there's nothing that seems helpful, nothing that mentors have given previously, then we'll suggest that you send the solution to a mentor for some human code review instead. And also, if you've already got an active code review session going on, we'll give you a link to quickly jump back in so you can tell your mentor what you've changed, if you've responded to something they've suggested, what you've done. We launched this on, I think, Friday evening, late Friday evening. We've already had a couple of record days. Yesterday, Tuesday, was, I think, our record day since we launched V3 and mentoring stopped being compulsory like it was in V2. So it seems like people are using the feature and enjoying it. If you've not checked it out yet, please do. And if you've got any feedback on it, please let us know on the forum. This is one of like a number of changes we're making around the submission process of exercises, so there'll be more on this. And secondly, later this week, we're going to be launching track trophies. You can see I've got my little trophy here. At Exercism, we always like to add a little bit of fun gamification to encourage you to do things that help your learning, push you in the right directions. And track trophies are our latest way of doing this. There's going to be between 6 and 12 different trophies you can earn per track. And you can earn the same trophy on multiple tracks. They're not like badges where you only ever get them once. And you get them for doing things like reading community solutions, getting mentored, completing 50% of the exercises. 6 of the trophies are going to be the same on all tracks. But the other 6 are going to be specific to the language. So for a functional language, we might have a trophy for if you solve 5 exercises using recursion. Or for a track that encourages, say, metaprogramming, a language that encourages metaprogram, we might have a trophy for if you use reflection or if you dynamically define methods in your code. So we're going to be launching the 6 common ones in the next day or two, hopefully by the end of this week. And then tracks will be adding their own trophies for the other 6 slots over the coming weeks and months. Another thing that we're working on that's sort of quite linked to this, although it might not seem it at first, is removing duplicates from community solutions. So one of the downsides of having millions of submissions to our exercises is that a lot of the submissions are exactly the same. And that obviously gets in the way of finding interesting different approaches on the community solutions page. So we've been working on a solution to this using our representers. For the representers to detect different concepts that are used and then group solutions and remove duplicates. And we're also going to be adding the ability to search code as well through the same UI, as well as some new intelligent ordering options. There's lots in community solutions that's going to be improving over the next couple of weeks. And detecting these concepts that you're using as well also means that we can recommend other approaches and other solutions that are interesting as a result, so things that are different to the way you've done it. This is more complex to develop, and we have to do bespoke work on each track to make that happen, and it's the same sort of work as the track trophies. But we're going to be hoping to start rolling that out across the first tracks in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then other languages can do it when they have time, when the maintainers have time. Another thing is that I want to do a better job of letting you know about updates to the tracks. So our tracks are constantly being updated with new exercises, new concepts, tweaks to the tooling, all sorts of things. But you rarely know about those things unless you actively go looking. For example, did you know that C++ and Gleam both had full language syllabuses added to them in the last couple of weeks? Probably not. So we should be doing a much better job of telling you about this. So we're going to be adding a new type of notification that tells you when something's added to a track that you're subscribed to. I've not yet worked out the exact details of this. I think it's probably going to be another sort of icon in the top bar. But hopefully this will be coming in the next probably 3-4 weeks as well. A lot of maintainers have wanted that as well, so they'll be happy to hear that. Another big shift is that last week we merged Premium Insiders into one package. So anyone that now donates or supports us through contributing all get access to the same set of bonus features, so dark mode, ChatGPT, extra mentoring slots, as well as behind the scenes videos as part of Exercism Insiders. And I posted one of the sort of Insiders videos on YouTube the other day in case you'd like to get a feel for what they're like. They're a bit like this, but earlier in the process, a bit more behind the scenes. Exercism relies on donations to survive and to grow, as you probably know. And we do really need more support to help us. So if you're watching this and you've benefited from Exercism, or maybe you just enjoyed using it and you can afford to do so, please do consider donating to us. A recurring gift of $10 a month would go a massive way to helping us provide the service that we do for free. So if that's something that you can afford, please do so. If you can't afford it, then please don't worry. Thank you to everyone that has supported us with one-off or with recurring donations. Massively appreciated. So apart from those specific features and improvements, we've also been working on the performance side of the site. This has been a mixture of lots of back-end work as well as some front-end tweaks and improvements. I spent a lot of time on the back-end over the last few weeks working specifically on database performance. We had two major problem areas. First were queries that were fine for sort of the average user, but then would really slow down for power users. And some of these were happening on every page. For example, if you had over 10,000 notifications, even if they were red, the indexes just weren't coping very well performance-wise. So that would just really slow the experience down for our power users. So I worked through those, rewrote, reindexed, eliminated a lot of the painful queries. But I discovered we also had some really painful queries in background processes, some that were lasting 20, 30 seconds. And although those batch jobs and background processes, we use a lot of that stuff at Exercism, and it doesn't affect users directly. It's not affecting your page load time, but it does put an extra load of strain on the database. And that does then have the knock-on effect of slowing everything down, adding a lot more contention to the database, which makes performance slow, but actually more annoying, it makes performance flaky. You'll get the database coming over really heavy load for a few seconds. Everything else then starts to take a hit. We also have lots of like auto-scaling events in the database because of that, which is also really bad. So I've gone through again, eliminated, added tons of indexes, using lots of covering indexes, which we weren't using many of. So we're now in a position we've got no query ever takes longer than 1 second, even in the most complex background jobs. And no queries take more than 50 milliseconds in any code that's like directly affecting page performance. So that's made a massive difference. The site feels much, much snappier as a result of that. And then we've also been improving the front-end performance. We've been doing a lot of work, specifically Aaron's been doing a lot of work on splitting out JavaScript chunks. They load asynchronously, so rather than downloading lots of JavaScript in the page loads, you just download the bits you want, which works really well because of HTTP2, keeping connections open. So there's less JavaScript to load. You only load it on demand, and this has led to a big speed up, especially around external libraries that we don't host ourselves, like Stripe. Those now only get loaded when they need to be, rather than just part of the wider JavaScript bundle. So if Stripe slows down, we don't slow down. And we've got a really big PR that we're going to merge with this for this next week that is much more deep cutting on this. So thank you to Aaron for his work on that. So those are the main things. That's my update, I think. I'm going to drink my coffee now. There's a ton of other stuff we've got planned and that we've sort of got working away. There's still another 6 work in progress PRs open as well. But I'll save those for a future video or for some of the insiders content. If you do like this, please do check out Insiders. You can check out the other video conversation that Eric and I had about concept detectors the other day, which gives you a bit of a flavour. But yeah, if you can afford to support us and join Insiders, then please do. It means the world to us, and it really helps Exercism, helps everyone that benefits from us. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. See you on the forum or on Discord soon.